Oh, so that's probably the scariest thing that's ever happened in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, hello. This one comes right off the heels of the yesterday one. I know that I wanted to talk about my relationship a little bit more, and I was totally ready to talk a little bit more about my feelings, about kind of like the what it's like living with it, just the physical relationship world. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. I was ready to be open. I was feeling vulnerable and nice and sweet, and then I accidentally had gone live instead of oops. No, you guys saw some of it. You guys saw. I think you probably saw all of it because it was kind of funny. But oh my gosh! Thankfully, only two people ended up being in attendance, and it was Amelia and Envy, and they're both chill as heck. So, of anyone who was there to watch early, I'm really glad it was only them. But that was just about the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life, and is one of my actual nightmares, which did actually come true. So I'm blessed that nothing else happened. And in particular, I haven't spread the news out that Spec and I have split up yet. A few individuals know, but not like the Discord server, really. Not that anyone needs to. I just haven't made any videos about it yet. I was gonna film one. Oops. So if a lot of people had found out that way, that would have just been really awkward. But then in particular, I wanted to tell Amelia because we're friends. I wanted to tell Amelia personally, and then it was really awkward when Amelia accidentally watched live and found out on accident, which is what I didn't want to happen. So, oops. But truth be told, I figured I might as well film a vlog about the thing that just happened anyway, because that is part of the journey, and I also just wanted to be able to stay busy and have an additional video to edit. And I don't know if I'm really in an emotionally vulnerable space anymore. Mostly my heart's just beating really fast, but you know what? Whatever. I'm going to seize the opportunity and we're going to keep it rolling. Here's another vlog. Because something happened at the end of that little stream where I actually kind of closed off the stream when I realized it was a stream, and I could have just killed it immediately. And a lot of my instinct was that, because just dump stream immediately. But I was able to bear it with a little bit more grace than that. Not much, but a little. And it was a little bit of accidentally one of the steps. Like how posting that Resonite video was one of the steps, and some of the other things I'm working on. And like making an Instagram was one of the steps, and I've just been doing a lot to try and be more proactive in the things that I have interest in. And one of the steps has been trying to get better at making these sorts of videos live, though. And I tried a lot, and it wasn't quite working out because doing things like I explained actually in that tirade, I explained it a little bit, so I don't need to go into it again, I guess. But realizing that I had accidentally done it and was able to semi-recover from it, and in order to roll with anything, you have to kind of be familiar with the thing you're rolling with. Like, you can't just roll with a punch if you've never been punched. We'll stay with that silly analogy for a bit, because people say, roll with the punch, above. But if you've never been in a fight, you need to know the angle, how the force is going to go, like all of these things, right? Like there's something mechanical in a fight or getting punched. I've never been in a fight. I would be useless in one. Unless it was a fight of words or wits, a battle of wits. I will engage in your battle, sir. But don't punch me, please. That would be bad. And with video work, if something goes wrong, you can't just roll with the punch. You don't know enough about how to roll. It's new. And a while back, I had spent a lot of time learning streaming, learning the principles behind it. When something goes wrong, how do I roll forward? How can I be a good and gracious host? What kinds of things do I want to go onto a stream? And I wanted my heart to go into a stream so I could say things that I had a lot of personal investment in, but wasn't able to quite bridge that gap the way that I knew I needed to be able to, because opening up to individuals is still a hard thing for me to do. But I realized with absolute accidental integrity, I was being fully open live with a few people who were among not chosen few, anyone can join, but a couple of really good community members. And what I want to mark on this, I suppose, is as it had happened, I caught myself actively rolling with that punch. And this was one of my greatest fears. Accidentally going live? I'm checking right now to make sure I'm not live again, even though I know I'm not. Like, I quadruple checked that, and I just pentuple checked it. What a nightmare. And I rolled with it. That was not something that I ever was able to do. I don't know, man. But while I was in the middle of it, that felt kind of cool. And this is going to be done because right now, Salpine is in the community server. He is in the lounge channel, and I just kind of feel like being a little bit social. And I'm going to edit together the videos that I have. I have 3 now, including this one. So I'm going to go do that and stay nice and busy before work today. And then hopefully I can get out some of those thoughts. And then I might actually have 4 videos because there's another one I'm like toying around with, which is for later. I've hinted at it on and off, and that's still part of the storyline, which is TBD. So I just have some things to do. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be in a little bit more of that like emotional, vulnerable, gentle space to be able to get you guys that vlog that I promised, because hopefully it's going to be a good episode, and I look forward to being able to talk more freely about some of what's been going on because it's been uncomfortable. But to, come back to what I said, in the previous episode for you guys, but for me it was only a few minutes ago, really. I'm choosing to be here still, and that's fine. And I want to talk a little bit more about how that's fine, because it's a decision that I am making, and if I am making a fine decision, I am fine. But I don't always feel fine. So I'm looking forward to making that video. It's going to be a little bit longer. Maybe it's going to be tomorrow's or the next episode. I don't know if these are daily. I don't know. But in the next episode, it might be that. It might be something different. We will see. But that is what this was, is I just wanted to follow up on the travesty. A deep travesty. Oh my gosh. An actual nightmare there. But then also, it felt kind of cool. I was able to handle it way better than I thought that I could. So we're gonna go out of frame again. I'm less worried if I go fast this time because I already went out of frame once, like recently. You can't go out of frame too often. Bye, guys.